Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Matt Diazable. Whoop, whoop. So, that was my best stoner impersonation. Tell me how I did. What's up, everyone? My name is Matt Diazable. I'm coming at you with some new music reviews. Today, I'm checking out a band called Weed Demon with their album, The Doom Scroll. So if you've never heard of this band, I took this little snippet from their Spotify bio, and I think it summarizes the band pretty well. And that is, what would happen if you spilled bong water on a Ouija board? Bam! You'd get Weed Demon. And so if you've never heard about this band, they are a stoner / doom metal band based out of Columbus, Ohio. And they've been around for about 10 years, coming out in like 2014. And I'm surprised with a name like Weed Demon. Granted, I'm not the biggest into stoner metal music, but I'm surprised I've never come across this band before, because the name Weed Demon is pretty interesting, and that's what caught my eye when I was looking for new bands to review. So, great band name. And with this album, The Doom Scroll, I have to say, if this is what the end of the world or, what the apocalypse sounds like, I gotta say, the Scroll of Heaven, the opposite of that is probably some angel just strumming some really boring and kind of mild angelic sounds that are just kind of like not that great, and you just kind of nod off to it, because this right here, Weed Demon, it is a damn good pleasure trip through some real stoner doom paradise type jams, and just overall what makes the doom in metal, doom in sludge, not doom sludge, but doom in stoner genre so cool. They do a really good job of fleshing out this genre to be quite interesting with the heavy riffs they got on here and other intricate parts of the album. Weed Demon is definitely delivering a very thick and immersive sound that blends doom, groove metal, and bluesy rock into a very smoky, slow burning experience. And I think a good way to summarize it, even though I don't smoke weed or any of that, I don't do drugs, I feel like a good way to summarize this album, and possibly the band as a whole, is like you're sinking into a well-worn couch after taking like too many hits on the bong and just like chilling out in the best possible way. The album, I would say, is like 70% driven by just instrumentals. You don't really get that many vocal parts on it, and I think it's a good reason they went with that route, because the band is able to flex their ability to shift between heavy, bluesy, and sludgy textures with just like a snap of the finger. The flow and just the overall presentation and just the way they make their music here is just so seamless. The bass playing on this album is an absolute beast and just killing it with its deep and punchy presence that, it feels like it's carrying the weight of the world, but in like a very, very like awesome and like driving way, and not being sluggish and, like problematic. It's just like it's doing its job on this as it should, because doom and stoner metal needs that bass, and they got it good here. You hear it best on the tracks Tower of Smoke or Comatose, because on these tracks the bass is just practically swallowing up everything in the mix and just making everything sound thick and heavy and rich. So I want to play a clip of Tower of Smoke so you get a sense of how like heavy and immersive the bass playing is on here. It just sounds fantastic. The production is doing a really good job of walking that thin line of being very clear while also sounding very gritty and sludgy and doomy, letting everything sound very massive but surprisingly not messy. Good example of hearing the clarity of the production is on the interludes Acid Dungeon and Dead Planet Blues. They take full advantage of these moments and these slower songs to set a very eerie atmosphere before the real sludge kicks in with the other songs. So here's a clip of the last song, Dead Planet Blues, where you can hear how clear the production is and just how all the instruments just sound nice in this like soft, bluesy, sludgy feel. everything breathes just sounds nice. When it comes to the riffs, they seem a little bit stiff at first on like the song Tower of Smoke, but by the time you get to Comatose, which is a very long song, it's 8 minutes long, things get really loosened up and you get some more groovy and heavy laced riffs with a nice chuggy and distorted weight to them that just feels, you know, just overly satisfying. Like they build things up and take their time creating their craft, so when things get groovy and nice, it feels very satisfying. So here's a clip of Comatose for you, so you get a sense of the groovy and just mesmerizing riffs they have here. Just so satisfying. Meanwhile, the drums, they're very locked in on most of the tracks. They take full advantage of using all the cymbals and it sounds really good, especially on the song Tower of Smoke. But I will say occasionally they do sound a little bit too muffled, like on Roasting the Sacred Bones. They could be turned up a little bit and kind of giving some I guess, room to breathe a little bit because they just sound a little bit suffocated. And when it comes to the vocals, I think a good way to, you know, summarize it is like the vocals are here like a friend that doesn't speak that often. You know, they rarely say anything, they keep to themselves a lot. But when they do speak, everyone listens here because they're alternating between gritty growls and ghostly haunting screams that, you know, they just show up here and there. They're sprinkled throughout the album. Like I said, 70% of it is instrumental and 30% of it they have some vocals, but when they do, they hit you like a freight train. They know how to use them just at the right time. And with this restraint, their presence on like tracks like Comatose just feel even more powerful. And so with this album, ultimately, I gotta say the Doom Scroll is a very cohesive, grimy, and heavy ride that's just very groovy while also like pummels you with just heaviness. Ouija Demon just doesn't play, you know, doom metal here. They embody it. The Doom Scroll is a heavy and groovy and surprisingly dynamic album that will, you know, rattle your brain with low, powerful energy while also creating an atmosphere that keeps things very interesting as you listen. So if you're into thick bass lines, crushing riffs, and just the right amount of eerie vibes and atmosphere, Ouija Demon will not disappoint you. They're bringing it, and it is awesome. So I gotta say, this latest album from Ouija Demon, I gotta give it up to them. It's a good and solid 8.5 out of 10. Links down below. Check them out. I'm Matt from Diazable. Thanks for coming by, and until next time, see you in the pit.